Like, assuming these guys open the exact same way again, which we'll see. I didn't take a look to see what they had scouted of each other. But, like, is Egypt looking to be the aggressor here? Or when you're playing against Celt, like, do you just assume aggression and you build that barracks to just not die? Just remember back in our balance games, like, it was rare. And again, you know, I know the game has changed a whole lot. I remember it was so rare that, like, Milo or Ghostfall, the two who played Egypt the best and the most, I think, on the team. Nock and I didn't play that much Egypt, but they would almost never use their spearmen offensively. Like, they would even never build the barracks, or if they had to build spearmen, it was like the bare minimum to survive, and then they always quick went into stable. Well, here's that barracks again, so very similar opening for Eery. And pretty much the same for Greeky here. Much better second hunt there. Wow. Can't ask for a better than that. Those are both first hunts pretty much, like their distance. Very nice. Eery's is a little bit further away. Once again, I guess a little more tree cover than last time, but yeah, gosh, it's so open in the middle. And I'm so curious if they're fishing these ponds. I can't remember on the very left and right. That would be kind of interesting. Because, like, as is, especially with no tree line in the way, like, it's a pretty short, I guess it's a little longer than it seems. I was gonna say it's a pretty short distance between bases, but hunting dogs for Eery, nice. Such a cool change. I feel like that must have that changed the early game a lot, at least back in the day. I remember, you know, hunting dogs were what, like 150 wood, I think, just like so. Like, you'd never get it. Like, 150, you know, it's almost a barracks. It was just something not very economical. And then by the time you could afford it, you know, hunts were gone. So it was a tech that wasn't very researched. So I love that change. I think that's very cool. A couple of cool looking spearmen coming out for Eery. Greeky sending some over, but Eery knows what's up. Even getting a little damage on with the kiting scout. Nice. Very cool. What a journey. And this is smart. This is smart play. Like, just delaying those spearmen from getting over, just buying himself some seconds. Some more spearmen that could be created for defense. Ooh, thank you, babe. I just got breakfast delivered. Hell yeah. Thank you, thank you. And Greeky's not going to be able to do a lot of damage here. Collect those cows. It's pesky animals. I love so much. So let's see what's going on. Any H2? Not yet. No temple for Eery. Not a lot going down south either. Not a lot going on down south either. So hanging out. We'll see what these guys get up to with their spearmen. The numbers are growing. It's just like not a lot of opportunity. Like, there's really not much Greeky can do here. Great, you know, great little house wall. The hunt's very well protected. It'll be easy for him to come out and get the second one. You have to run past a lot of town center fire to get to this wood line, so I think Eery's got a nice defense right now. But he's going to try it anyway, so let's see what he's able to get done here. But Eery immediately pulling the villagers. Nice. Both these players playing very conservatively with this early groups of units. I'm not sure even a single one has fallen unless I missed it. And there's H2 for Eery, so his temple's up, and Greeky's about halfway there. So let's see what the first move is here for Greeky. For Eery. He did start gathering stone, so we could see a TC coming here shortly, even before that second production facility. I was curious if he was going to put down a stable or something. Nice scouting by Eery, so he knows exactly what's going on. Didn't see any production facilities going down. He sees these villagers on stone, even the empowered stone storehouse. So I think he can safely assume here, yeah, town center is coming. And there it is. Really conservative placement, too. So Eery will have a pretty nice defense here with 2 town centers, a lot of health. Not trying to take over some of the map that he might potentially lose. So very, very tight play here from Eery. And Greeky doing the same thing. He's getting a second town center down. Love this placement. And once again, you know, great timing on the scouting for Eery as well. So he knows exactly what's happening. Both these players mirroring each other here. Quick look at the villager count. Eery's got 20 and 22 for Greeky. First long swordsman in the army here. Of course, got some axemen. Some funny axemen for Eery. I like that snowman and it was a hawk's axe combo. Nice. Oh, there are fish in these ponds. Interesting. That's a decent amount of fish. 3 right there. Curious to see at some point, and I don't think the left one's been scouted yet. I'm curious at some point if we see one of these guys try to sneak a dock over there. Because, like, you know, as is, I started to say this earlier, I think I got sidetracked, but as is, like, there's not, you know, it's a pretty straight shot to the base, right? Like, there's this one small patch of trees that they'll have to dance around, but other than that, like, it's a very narrow map, right? Versus, you know, until these guys start getting into the end game and start gathering further and further from their base, right? But, you know, if somebody tries to sneak in a dock over here, all of a sudden it's like this huge, huge side section of the map opened up for engagements. And Greeky's going to keep dancing around here, but again, not a lot has changed. Just not a whole lot of opportunity for Greeky to get in here and do any damage, you know, unless Eery totally falls asleep. Like now he's having to come out of his base a little bit to get this hunt. Like before, he could just park his army right here, and you know, what's Greeky gonna do? But now the army's gonna have to drift a little further out from the main base to protect this. So he might have to split his army a little bit if Greeky tries to come along the side. This tree line makes that tough though to do sneaky. And that's about as far as Eery's pushed on the map with his army so far. Kind of down to here into this middle line, finally forcing Greeky out of his half. And this like barren tundra out here. Getting some free shots, nice. No druids yet in the army for Greeky. Let's go back to space. We have a grove coming down right now. Sitting on 3 barracks, it looks like. With the Sacred Grove coming. I don't see an armory quite yet. Up in Eerie's base, what do we got? How many barracks do we got? We got 3 as well. So these guys pretty much like the exact same build. I think the only difference is that extra Sacred Grove for Greeky, but... And here we go, nice. Like to see this. He's splitting off a small group of his Kel infantry, you know... We know they're super fast, right? To try to do some damage. And doing a great job of baiting the army after him. Oh, this would be a perfect time. I thought for sure he was going to send a group up to go after some of the economy. That would have been a nice play. Because look at how deep Eerie's chasing him into his base. Would love to see that group of units wreak some havoc. Because as is, I think he could defend with this group of units here. That would have been a nice little raid. Are we finally going to see an engagement? These guys have been dancing around each other, but no, not yet. Oh, here he goes up. Oh, no, never mind. I keep thinking they're going to go up the raid. They keep teasing me. We do have a druid in the army now. Very nice. 2 druids. Very cool. Such careful control. These guys are playing so conservatively. A lot of respect here in this match. These guys, oh, are we going to see our first death? Maybe. I think this might be the first unit death in the game, and it's an Egyptian spearman. Almost 10 minutes in. Nice. Oh my gosh, these guys are not going to give us an engagement. They're teasing. Is he going to be able to pick off one of these druids, though? It's pretty close. Or maybe a villager. No, we might see a storehouse go down. There we go, guys. One Egyptian spearman and one storehouse. Look at that. Boom. Ooh, big split of this army here. Very cool. Let's see what kind of engagement we're going to get into. Not quite yet. Oh my gosh. These guys playing so carefully. And these hunters might have to run away here. Oh, we might see another unit go down, and here we go. A big engagement here. 5 druids in the back offering healing. I think there were a couple of priestesses in here as well. Yeah, 2 priestesses, although one of them just went down. And the second one just went down, so no more healing in this army of Greeky. And man, this is going overwhelmingly in favor of Greeky here. And look at that. He says, okay, half of my army or less than half of my army can clean up what's here. I'm going to send the rest immediately over to push on your base. Very good move by Greeky, I think. Eery's got some axemen in the middle to maybe hold them off. But no, they're on move command, so he's losing a lot for free. And back in the main base, yeah, this small group of axemen is getting smaller, and it's going to be easily escorted out of the base of Greeky. Very nice defense and counterplay here. And now it's Greeky's turn to push across the map. Especially when the rest of his army catches up, this is going to be a problem for Greeky. Yeah, he's having to move back on his half of the map here. And quick look at his base. How many barracks are we up to? Looks like 5 barracks. He does have an armory out, and I missed this, but he has melee and armor upgrades for his infantry here. I'm gonna quick look for an armory here just because I'm curious. I know there's an engagement. He has one as well. Oh, and he's got the same and working on ranged. No ranged units out right now, but I guess you can afford it. Why not? Plus, those chariot archers are coming, and actually, Greeky's on the way to age 3 right now. Do we see a temple set anywhere? No. So Greeky's pushing. I always say, don't push while you're aging up, but he thinks that he might be able to hit a death blow here, at least do quite a bit of damage. And wow, look at all these druids in the back. 7 druids in the army now, but 8 priestesses of Ra, so a ton of healing going on. But it does look like these Celt longswordsmen are going to push through, and this might have been a great push by Greeky here. Going against my rule, but it's working out for him. Yeah, he wipes the army and still plenty left. So many priests, like this is 800 gold worth of, or I think they're 100 each, maybe they're 75, but a lot of gold worth of priestesses that he could take out here. And a lot of damage done to the economy as well, and I'm wondering if this is GG. We'll see. Pop up to 152 to the 90 of Eery, 62 villagers to the 74. So yeah, even if he doesn't close the game out right here, he has done a tremendous amount of damage. No GG yet. Greeky's working on Longswordsman Champion right now, and again, still no Temple of Set unless it's being built somewhere weird. No. So Greeky getting really ahead economically and in tech here, but also just continuing to do a ton of damage. Down to 60 villagers to the 76 of Greeky. Crazy. What a good push. That was a great count, like an excellent defense. These guys were being so, and there's a GG from Eery. Wow. That was a cool game. Very, very cool game. Look at that, just neck and neck for so long and score. Not military train, current military pop. Eery's army was even a higher value for a while there, and it just tanked with a great engagement by Greeky. Wow, crazy. Let's take a look at villager pop as well. Interesting. So Greeky with the villager different. Actually, it was super even, but yeah, around the 9-minute mark started to take off here. What else? Wow, big difference in resources gathered. I mean, I know this last couple of minutes don't count as much, but that's bigger than I would have thought. Things seem so even. big tech lead for Greeky too. That's probably, you know, at the end getting a lot of these H3 techs. But man, great game. What did the armory end up at? See, like 1-1 for Eery, and what was the armory here? Yeah, he had effectively 1-1, you know, because there are only melee units in that army, and he was working on the third right there. Wow, great game. Awesome, awesome game. I gotta update that scoreboard. All right, give me 1 second, guys. And I haven't checked the chat in a while here either, but let me update the scoreboard. So we're gonna say Greeky is team 2. Boom. Well played. Oh, very classic matchup coming up here. They just whispered me their civs. Let me get caught up on the chat really quick. Actually, I'll go ahead and invite them. What am I doing? All right, sent these guys invites. Now let me get caught up on the chat here. Great game. Yeah, again, sorry about the aspect. What's up? I'm sorry, I was getting caught up on the chat. Hey, PF2K. Wow, everybody's here. Grungy Iowa, Warlock, Ace. Oh, Spaniard. What's up, dude? Hey, Striker. Congratulations. We were just talking about how you're in the champion. What is it? Would you call it the championship of the losers bracket, or like the finals? Finals of losers bracket, I guess. So yeah, nice. I think the winner of this series will play you, right? That's pretty cool. Requiem, what up? Romaniac, nice. But yeah, sorry about the aspect ratio, guys. That was my fault. For some reason I didn't think I was streaming today, just casting. So I didn't have this set up in the way I should. This was my like quick one scene go live. But I hope you're all doing well. Safe and well. Had a good weekend. Here we go. Greek versus Egypt. Nice. And I already forgot the map. So let me check Discord here. Dude, Treasure Island. And just a quick check. Now that we have more people, is the sound okay? My voice over the game. Anything need to be adjusted? I hope you're not getting too much like background noise and stuff, but let me know if you are. I didn't get a chance to do any like testing or anything, so hopefully this is all good. Okay, where's my arena? Here we go. All right, guys, let's get into it. Classic Greek versus Egypt on Treasure Island. Okay, here we go. All right. Oh, I should flip. Oh, I did it. It's gonna drive me crazy, but then I did the scoreboard. All right, I'm gonna switch this really quick. Otherwise, it'll bother me all game. I'll flip the score. I'll flip the score. Okay, okay. There we go. I think that's right now. All right, classic matchup. And I say that, you know, Greek and Egypt were the first two civs in this game way back in the day. There's the early barracks going down for Greeky, repping the Greeks. I have very fond memories of watching Zuda. And it's like classic 140 or 160 pop push, turtle, and then push. I played a lot of Greeks. That Greeks is what I learned the game on. I played like pretty much only Greeks for a long time, you know, while I was getting my bearings when I first started. So they have a special place in my heart. I love the Greeks. What's going on with Eery up here, our Egyptian player? What is Eery, or both of these guys, I guess, does anybody know what they consider their best civs? I don't even know for Eery. I just watched him demonstrate time and time again, even in like, you know, higher pressure tournament games, that he is just a beast with pretty much any civ that I've ever seen him play with. His Celt is insane. His Egypt is very good. I don't know. His Persian is very good. I don't know. Same for Greeky. I wonder what he would consider his best. Oh. Again, no second hunt. What about this one? Oh, he didn't see it. I don't think he scouted it yet. It must have just been out of vision of this. So Eery and I were saying, yeah, it's close. It's close. So we're all good. We're all good. Couple of spearmen coming out for the Greekster. Oops, I rotated the wrong way. Love those helmets. Very cool. So that was cool. It was a very cool last game. These guys, you know, despite being different civs, obviously, but like the exact same opener, pretty much the exact same strategy and unit composition until the very end, right? Anti-infantry. They're like melee anti-infantry units with some healing in the back, you know. Axeman, Priestess, Ara, Long Swordsman, Druid. And, you know, very similar economy and pretty much everything. It was, you know, it's kind of a mirror match, not in terms of civs, but in their, like, play style and very conservative engagements. But, you know, right at that, what was that, 11, 12 minute mark, maybe even a minute or so later, when we saw that first engagement finally happen, Greeky just engaged really, really well. Got the better end of it and then immediately countered. I love that move where, you know, right when that engagement wasn't even over, but he realized like, hey, this is going so overwhelmingly in my favor that even just a small chunk of my army can deal with the rest of this. And he split off, you know, about 2/3 to go towards Eerie's base. I love that. Thought that was a great move. And from there, you know, he just kind of put on the pressure until he won, right? Even despite aging up behind it. Did a great job. So, you know, even if he hadn't won in that moment, you know, with that push, it would have been a very uphill battle for Eery. Good game. Temple of Ra coming down, so both these players going up to age 2, probably be about the same time as well. I don't see any dock for either player. See if anybody's brave enough to get out to the Treasure Island this game. Sorry, I was checking chat really quick. And yeah, once again, you know, we got these big groups of spearmen, but playing pretty conservatively. It's very weird for me. You know, I feel like the last many games casted Eery, I remember at least for like the Prez Invitational, the winter tournament, all the Eery games were like the action started immediately because he'd go with like that first spearman and never stop, you know. God, he did so much. That was just, he put on a clinic, especially with Celt. He was good with everybody that tournament, but man, those Celt spearman pushes, how many town centers he denied and buildings he sniped, and just like, oof, that was awesome. That was awesome to watch. That was some high level play. So Paspis is looking real badass. What a chat. Look at that. Fitness goals right there. Just handling like 2 giant swords, no problem. Look at those guns. Did I see a slinger? Am I crazy, or did I see a slinger in here? No, I'm crazy. Never mind. I thought I saw a single slinger. Like, all right, some DPS in the back. I get it. But I was deceived. And once again, you know, kind of like that, the game we saw before, these guys are different civs, obviously, but same kind of composition. They've got a bunch of early spearmen, and now they're building their anti-infantry, you know, the Axemen and Hypaspis. So very similar game so far. No dock quite yet, but Eery's keeping an eye out. Aha! All right, some divergence. I do see an archery range going down for Greeky, so we will see some talks. And he stuck that way in the back. Interesting. Has Eery, I'm going to see if Eery's seen this. He has not. He's actually hasn't scouted his base in quite a while here. So he does not know that's coming. Meanwhile, we have a stable. Interesting. All right, so this game is shaping up to be a little bit different. We've got two barracks going down for Eery, or a second one going down, rather, and a stable is out. So we'll see some camels. Some talks and camels. Greeky harassing this poor villager who's carrying just an absurdly large piece of meat. Oh wow, I didn't even notice in my poor paying attention skills here, but Eery did put down a second town center. Both of them did. I wasn't even looking at the stones, sorry. 34 villagers for Greeky, 35 for Eery. See, it's, you know, these guys are about dead even once again. Ah, look at that. Nice scouting from Greeky. Eery was just going over to build a dock, but Greeky's scout was following this villager the whole time. Oh, I thought he was gonna block it. And that's the play. It's so annoying. God, we used to do this all the time in our balance team matches, and just get sweaty with our scout on this map and like try to, well, pretty much, I mean, any coastal is the same way. There are a couple of maps, but like if you're scouting at the right time and you're ready with your scout by the shore and you follow just a lone villager that's going to build the dock, and there's nothing to like push your scout away, and you like, it's like this little micro game with the scout to try to block the dock as long as you can, you know. And even, you know, even if you could delay it a good, you know, 5 or 10 seconds, like that's huge, right? Especially if you're fighting for the water on something like coastal. That's a delayed ship. You know, you might win with that move. So I thought we were going to see some blockage. Almost. And no dock for Greeky either. So we'll see what kind of boom that Eery's able to get from being on the water. If he goes straight for fishing boats, or if he builds a trireme. A couple of camels out as well. Look at these huge, I haven't seen this gear on the talks before. Look at those huge bows. Very cool. And my eyes are no longer deceiving me. I do see a couple of slingers on the field now. So we're gonna have to do some slinger tagging, some micro, to pick off those talks. Tight control here from both of them. And here we go. These guys are going to engage. Slinger's not yet tagging on the talks. So they're getting a lot of free hits off of here. But Camel's coming in from the back to flank the talks. Very nice move. The spearmen are here and ready to do it, though. Ready to defend. Eery does look like he's going to be able to hold this off. Pretty even exchange there. Greeky lost a lot of meat, but he kept most of his talks here. He still has 12 talks. But he's going to be pushed away. Both populations still pretty even. Eery's edging out. Up about 10. 54 to 54 villagers. So yeah, dead even on villagers as well. So still a very even game. I'm going to quick check for a temple set. No, another stable going down. So he'll be up to 3 stables. Has an armory as well. No armory upgrades quite yet. Let's quick check for Greeky. A couple of ranges. He just added a stable as well. He's going to get some Sari, and he has an armory, but no upgrades as well. So very, very even game right now. first. Whose armory do I have selected? I have Greeky's armory still selected. So he did just start ranged attack. You know, probably the right choice here. As Greek, usually, when you're going a tox-based composition. Also affects the series range damage as well. Only 5 slingers in this army. Interesting. Oh, but some slingers come. Another slinger just came out. All right, so he's adding some more. More conservative play, just to stand off, but Greeky kind of doing a soft contain right now with his units. Love to see it. Even if it's just a passive, like, hey, I'm here, and I know you know I'm here, but I'm here, you know, on your side of the map. Like, I like that kind of passive aggression. It's put on at least a little bit of pressure on your opponent, you know. He can kind of see your units moving in the corner of his mini-map, right? I like that kind of passive pressure, although, you know, it is Eery. It's probably cool as a cucumber right now. Finding that watch post. I didn't even see that down there. That was sneaky. And look at this unit positioning from Eery here. Is got 2 big chunks of his army split up. I wish they were the other way around. The camels were on this area, but here we go. And Eery's positioning looks quite a bit better here. He's got the camels doing a full surround on the Tox, and there are no spearmen to be had. Meanwhile, the Seri is just like in the front line, and they're not doing much. Like, they're high health, but they don't do a ton of damage against these Axemen. More Axemen wailing on the spearmen here of Greeky. And, you know, I really thought that was going to go a lot better for Eery based on the positioning there. But, man, Greeky's army just overwhelmingly crushed that. Wow, I'm actually shocked. Because I think these guys have just about the same armory upgrades as well. Unless, you know, Age 2... well, I was going to say he finished his Age 1 Pierce attack. But Eery has armor, so that should have traded out. Interesting, wow. I'm curious if you guys were as surprised as me about the outcome of that fight. I thought Eery was going to crush it. And this is just really good positioning by Greeky to hide his Tox in the up against the buildings here. Like, yeah, he's fighting under town center fire, but like he's greatly reducing the surface area that Eery's melee units have to get on the Tox. That was a nice move. Even so, it looks like Eery will probably clean this up. Maybe not. No, there's still a lot of Greek army here. So many health bars since everybody's so damaged here. I need to put it on. I need to put it on smart. But Greeky is able to sit in the production here and he's doing quite a bit of damage. He did sneak to H3 behind this as well. So once again, even if he doesn't finish Eery off here, like he's in Age 3, let's get a look at the villager count, 78 to 60, yeah, like he's done an incredible amount of damage. And he's setting himself up nicely here. Even so, it does look like he might be able to close this out again. We'll see what Eery can do to respond. I would like to see Greeky move some of his units. Like, he knows there are a lot of villagers out there gathering. Look at, there's 25 unprotected villagers here. Would like to see him move a little bit into the econ, go for the throat here. But looking at his vision, he's like at home frantically macroing, which is probably the right thing to do anyway. He's getting up his 3rd town center, way at the edge of the map, setting himself up for a nice market line. Wow, there is still a huge there's a huge fishing operation here. 6 boats and no net lures though. But it's not gonna be enough because Greeky's in his main base doing a significant amount of damage. And there's Tox Champion just finished. Huge upgrade for these Tox. Crazy. Greeky's playing so well. That's not the outcome of that fight that I expected, man. I saw that camel flank on the Tox, and there was no spearmen in sight to clean him up unless I missed him. And the Seri didn't look like they were doing much since they were on that front line. And like, you know, you don't really want Seri fighting the infantry. At least I wouldn't think. You know, you want them on the slingers. But man, despite the positioning. I guess we'll have a look at the stats, and maybe I was greatly misjudging the like army values there, But wow, GG. Greeky takes number 2. All right, so let me have a look at yeah, current military pop. Yeah, I mean, this had to be the engagement, right? You know, because both of them kind of tanked, but then from there, Eery. Wow, interesting. Maybe this was the fight then. And he went, but look at how much higher his army value was. And then, wow, that is crazy. What happened there? I don't think it was the armory upgrades. That was crazy. That's crazy, huh? Wow. Greek talks are pretty good. Sorry, I was getting caught up on the chat. I was curious if there's like an explanation. Let's have a look at current. Wow, dead even on villagers. Nice, guys. Good econ there. Greeky outgathering Eery. I mean, again, you know, the last couple of minutes are going to skew things quite a bit, but wow. 20 techs to 8. Wow, Greeky is just playing so well. All right, so the third map is going to be Oasis, yes. What a game. Dang. Good timing as well for that engagement, since again, you know, Eery was at a beefy fishing, well, not beefy, I guess a fishy fishing operation over here. You know, to know Dr. Greeky, so good time to push before that economic advantage got out of control. Yeah, Spaniard saying, I thought that double envelopment engagement from Eery would put him ahead. Shock Greeky won that engagement, and then that won him the game. Yeah, me too. Me too. That was just such sweet positioning. You know? Beautiful. And the spearmen weren't there. I mean, I gotta catch the VOD. Unless but it... oh, and I gotta update the scoreboard. In the moment, I didn't see... It didn't look like the spearmen were back there with the talks. So maybe I'm totally... Maybe I totally missed that. But, like, I thought the camels had an uncontested engagement right up on the talks. It's crazy. That Greek army is so good, but... Dang. All right. Okay, I have their civs here. So let's get these invites in. Oh, Geese online. Hey, Geese. Hey, Bullet Ant. What up, Poseidon? And we're going to have Greeky's Persia versus Eery's Celt on Oasis. All right, these guys are ready. We're going to get right into it. No time wasted. Team 2, Team 1. Oasis. Here we go, guys. Game 3, and I think this is do or die for Eery here. This is a best-of-5 series. Greeky taking the first 2 games. I mean, I would say convincingly, too. Once, you know, obviously it's very, very even right up until they actually engage. But once the engagement started. Oh my gosh, I have to change this again. Why does it keep doing that? I've been consistent every time. Weird. Let me change this really quick. But once the engagement started in both games, it was just overwhelmingly Greeky. Crazy. All right, so let's see how Oasis mixes things up. You know, Treasure Island and Swamp Pass, Swamp Pass, like my Sean Connery casting over here. Relatively standard maps, I guess, you know, in terms of size, but like, oh, here we go. Here we go. Is this what you wanted, Lion? You started this for no reason, and now look at you. That's too bad. But obviously, Oasis is a super crazy map in that it's so small. Like, look at this rush distance. Boom. And obviously we've got the pond. Oasis's defining feature being, I guess this would be the oasis right here. And often fight over this because of the fish and the economic advantage. One of the rare instances where you see land units fighting ships as well. So we'll see. Greeky is Persia, and he's got a barracks out, starting Sparabara already. Greeky's got some spearmen on the way. Or, sorry, Eerie's got some spearmen on the way as well. He's also getting hunting dogs. I believe I saw Greeky get it as well. No, I didn't. Never mind. I think Eerie's got hunting dogs each game, if I recall. So these lions aren't going to go after, like, these defenseless goats that are even announcing their presence from afar with the bells, but they'll attack, like, where's the scout, like a warrior on horseback with a huge sword. They're like, yeah, that's the target. Maybe, or, you know, they've tasted man flesh before and that's what they need now, you know? Goat meat and other animals aren't going to cut it. They need that human flesh. Anyways, scouts out here. Both of these players, like, just in another standoff with their spearmen, but they know exactly what's going on. Being very, very active with their scouts. A standoff at the Oasis. An Age of Empires story. And nothing. Being conservative once again. These guys aren't giving me much to talk about when they just stand off here. Still mirroring each other here. Just a single barracks. We got some stone being gathered by Greeky, but no stone for Eery. Interesting. So starting to diverge a little bit. Only 3 villagers on stone. Not being too crazy. Uh-oh. 2-0, not 3-0. Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. Sorry. I just checked the chat. Oh, so I did this doubly wrong. I went to update it, but I updated it the wrong way by adding a digit and not flipping it. So sorry, guys. That was my bad. That was my bad. That is what... Now the score is correct. Sorry. And look at this. Eery manages to sneak into the base of Greeky with his fast spearmen. So I think this is the first economic raid we're seeing all series, shockingly. These guys have been, like, weirdly inactive. And, maybe it's just a respect thing, right? Like, it's kind of, do or die series. And they know each other are very, very good. It was just shocking to me that, especially for Eery, I don't know as much about Greeky. I haven't watched as many Greeky games as I have Eerie's. But, Eerie's constantly raiding, right? And rushing. Like, that's his, like, just, I guess, signature style in a way, or it's like a very common tactic. So to not see, two games in a row, and really 3, like, he kind of went in and out. To see 0 rating is kind of crazy. I'd be curious to know why. Because, like, he's got opportunity, The Sparbar are way up here. Like, he's like already in a great position to just come in here and start harassing the woodline or harassing these stone villagers, but being very, very passive. Uncharacteristically passive, I would say, for Eery. He does have the water, though. First fishing boat's coming out right now. And second town center. Sorry, I was looking at the chat again. Second town center. Jeez. Going down for Greeky. Once again, very conservative positioning. Eery did gather some stone, and actually he has enough, so I imagine we'll see a town center going down really quickly. And I'm missing an engagement here. Eery finally engaging with the Sparabar and pulling back. Does a 5 longswordsman though? I would say just like fight it. He's got no anti-infantry yet, Greeky. And no archery range in sight. I feel like this is, yeah, here we go. He's putting it down now, but like Eery, if he can take this fight quickly, he can go and easily deny it. Only one villager building it. I wonder if Greeky's being a little too greedy here, getting that second town center down on Oasis before, even before that production facility. I would love to see Eery be a little more aggressive here. I feel like, yeah, he's up to 6 longswordsmen. They're only spar a bar here. Granted, there is aid tent and there is town center fire. Like, yeah, here we go. It's gonna try to deny this archery range, and this will be a huge problem here for Greeky. And he does it, wasting a lot of wood there too. Look at Greeky down to 50 wood. That archery range was a good ways up. And of course, you do lose the amount of wood proportional to how much of the building you had finished. Not like StarCraft where it's a flat fee, right? A flat percentage. So he isn't going to push further. You know, that town center fire and healing was very, very helpful. And now a lot of Eerie's units are low health, but nice push. And, you know, at least cost some lost gathering time. Cost a lot of wood there. Now the archer range is coming up. I think that might have been a little too, you know, and I understand the placement. Like, you know, you're in the moment, you're trying to defend, and it's a high APM situation, right? So you kind of just slap that archery range down wherever you can get it as fast as you can, right? But you know, hindsight being 2020, a little too close to the engagement that you're losing going on, you know. Stable going down now. Eery, by the way, behind this was able to put his second town center down in an extremely aggressive position here on Oasis, securing a lot of resources: gold, hunt, berries, stones, some wood, 2 stones really. And it's in a position to at least a little bit help with defending the Oasis, which he's still gathering from. 3rd fishing boat going down as well. Would love to see him get net lures. You know, really any situation where it's like a small, like little fish pond. I'm doing a terrible job of explaining it, but my point being, net lures adds conservation, right? So you're in this like tiny body of water where there's only a little bit of fish. I like the net lures investment just to make that finite amount last a little longer, you know? Wow, look at these druids, by the way. Badass. Eery pushing in here. A little more defensible of a base this time, you know? We got some houses up here, some buildings, a natural house wall, and of course we have some bowmen out. Although only 4 bowmen. And actually Eery doing a really good job slinger tagging here. So how many bowmen do we have left? Actually, okay, only 3 bowmen left. Asabar out, but there are some spearmen on the field that are going to be able to push him back. This is a little scary for Greeky. Eery is now finally, oh, and especially it's going to be even scarier when he sees this clump of units here, but Eery has not been the aggressor this whole series. I don't think he's been inside Greeky's base at all, really, and he's finally in here doing significant damage. 50 villagers to the 44 of Greeky. He's up a considerable amount in supply here, in population here. 95 to the 56. Greeky desperately trying to get some guard towers down, and there's the GG. Eery looking a little more like himself that game. Let's have a look at the resources. Yeah, outgathered, which, you know, is unsurprising given the fishing there and kind of his aggressive placement on the map. You know, Greeky was forced on berries quite a bit. Yeah, great game. Huge surge in population there. Quick look at the current villager pop. Nice. Good game. So let me update this for real. It is now 2-1 to Eery. These guys are wondering the next maps. It is Coastal and then Wildwoods. All right, these players are taking a short break. Awesome game. I would have been shocked if Eery had gone out 3-0. But he's put one up on the scoreboard here. Let's get caught up on the chat here. I know. I'm sorry for the resolution again. This is my bad. I didn't realize I was having to broadcast today. It was my mistake. So I only have my single widescreen plugged in. So it looks awesome for me, but I know on a 16:9 like full screen resolution, it's probably probably even crappier on phone. Sorry guys. Well, I'll tell you what, for anybody like on phones and whatnot, I will keep the action as centered as possible if you want to zoom. Yeah, Coastal is our next map here. See a classic water battle. I hated Coastal. I guess I continue to hate Coastal. I'm just so bad on the water. I was never good. And like, I would get so frustrated playing internal games. So Milo, I didn't do a lot of the water stuff. Milo and Ghostfall and Nock would do, and Kednik. I forgot about Kednik. Would do a lot of the water stuff. I wasn't as good. Yeah, Warlock. It looks good for me. It looks good for me. It's in game. It's awesome, but I know on the stream it does not. Hey, what up, Weary? What's good, dude? COVID kittens. Hello. Greeky is up. Kittens. Who's that? Chenla saying water in RTS games sucks in general. Ooh, hot take. It's just especially tough and unforgiving in Age Online because of the, I don't know, I guess A, in general, the faster pace in general, but B, the dodging projectiles element and the crazy micro element. And with the added pressure, at least on a map like Coastal, maybe not necessarily in general, but certainly in Coastal, I just not having the water, it's a death sentence. Like, you might as well GG. It's just overwhelmingly uphill from there to come back and win without having the water. I guess in my opinion, for a few reasons. One, unless something has changed, this is something we talked about internally a bit, but on Coastal, the I guess it's a lake in the middle is so big that like there's minimal land surface area on the side, so a lot of resources, right? Meaning if you just park 4 triremes or even a couple triremes, whatever, in the corners and along the edges of the map, you're just denying so much gathering or so much resource opportunity, and the rally element as well. Let's say I'm the southern player, I lost the water. The northern player is, got the corners covered, like I mentioned, and I just rally my barracks up to his base. The units are always gonna, like, your army wants to take the shortest path, right, which is hugging the coast. So then you have your army, dying or at least taking a considerable amount of damage to these triremes park. So it's just there's a lot of factors. It's so tough to come back. That's why it's like, unless you got some tricks up your sleeve, it's often a GG when you lose the water. Okay, these guys are ready. I'm done babbling here. And we're going to have double Persian Mirror on Coastal. Oh, interesting. We were saying the lake was made smaller. That, I like that. That's a great change. That's a great change. Making it so it's not so overwhelmingly lopsided once you, or, so like it lessens the disadvantage of being off water, considerably. In theory, I think. That's great. Weary saying coastals where the men are separated from the boys. The wheat from the chaff or whatever. I do love Big Island. I think Big Island's a great map. Great map. Okay, these guys are ready. Let's do it. Coastal. Team 2. Boom. Let's get into it, guys. Still an elimination game here for Eery. A must-win situation. Reminder that this is the winner of this series will move on to face Striker. Which side do we have Greeky on? I think we can do this, right? Does that match with the scoreboard? Let me double check. Yes, that matches, right? I think it's good. But the winner of this series will go on to face Striker in the finals of the losers bracket. That'll be an incredible series no matter who wins here. And then the winner of that series will go on to the finals of the tournament, which I need to look at the bracket again. I don't know if we already know what one half of the finals is. I can't remember if it's certain or if that was a different bracket I was looking at. Interesting. So Greeky's opening up with a barracks instead of going straight to water. See if Eery makes the same choice. And now let's have a look at this lake. Okay, it is. I mean, it is a bit smaller for sure. I guess there's more opportunity. Yeah, I guess more resources, additional resources out of range from the water. You know, that being said, the corners are still filled with these like giant. I guess this one has a back, but interesting. Yeah, we'll see how that plays out. Spanner saying the Eerie's got to pull a reverse sweep. Yeah, I guess that's true. That's true. He's got to go 3 in a row, or no, 2 in a row. Oh, I guess it would be 3 in a row, right? Because he just won the last game. I'm slow today. And yeah, it is certain. All right, nice. Certain is determined to be one of the finalists in the championship round of the tournament. And here comes a lonely Spar Bar making the long journey. And this is what I was talking about. You know, I know you guys know this, but, you know, has the barracks, sets the rally up here, right? So you see the Spar Bar and whatever units are going to hug the shore, right? But if there are triremes here, and this is a long walk, you know, your units are just going to die. So it's a lot of extra unit management, you know, to make them come around this way. And just considerable additional time, travel time to get to your enemy's base. So water is so important on this map. But these guys opening barracks instead. No water to speak of. Ooh, Greeky Scout is already really, really low. He's got to be very careful to not get that caught, you know, in town center fire or by Eerie's Sparabara here. Ooh, 8 health. Very, very close. I was holding my breath when I saw that. Wind up there, the animation wind up. Greeky did pick off one of these Sparabara from Eery. If I'm Eery, I almost send one Sparabara over there just to make sure he's paying attention. Because I think one shot, maybe one shot. I don't know how much damage. Melee infantry DPS 9. Is there any melee armor? I think it would be one shot. And it's Eerie's turn to pick off a Sparabara. Very nice. So they trade evenly. Oh, here we go. Oh, go for the scout. Go for the scout. Get him. Uh-oh. Oh, Greeky's got him selected. He knows. He knows. Taunting Eery. No dock yet. And Eerie's scout in a great position to look for the dock. Oh, how did this happen? These guys. Oh, and he gets the scout! But at the cost of leaving his base completely undefended here. So Eery is forced back onto his berry. Oh, he's still hunting over here on the left, but Does lose a storehouse, but I'd say that's a pretty good trade. Scout for a storehouse that wasn't being used. Very nice. And now this is going to be a lot more difficult for Greeky to know when Eery gets on the water here. Unless he stays very active with a Sparabara, which he can do for now, you know, until there's some bowman or something out on the field. Eery is getting caught out of position here twice in a row now. Because now there are these Sparabara. Oh, you've got the green light here, Greeky. Yeah, head on in there. But Eerie's army is way far behind here, and he is going to actually get out. Although now, right into the path of Eerie Sparabara. Oh, no. Went from a great move to getting caught here, and he almost loses 3. But that one's very, very low, but loses 2 Sparabara on the way out. And on the meat, I was missing this group of units over here on the left side. They're catching one at Eerie Sparabara. So these guys are trading their Age 1 melee units here. Stone storehouse going down for Eerie. Do I see another production? I don't think I saw another production facility, no. Still no dock for either player. Second town center going down already for Greeky. So his second TC is considerably faster than Eerie's. And he's getting a stable down now as well. 23 villagers to 23. Interesting. How he just did that. He did that so much faster. So we might see Greeky slowly pull ahead here in villager count. 2 more Sparabara going down. And our little raid on the left side hunt. And Eerie does have a tent, but might not be enough to defend against these numbers of Sparabara here. Wow, he just stopped shy of picking off that one Sparabara. That would have been huge. Is he going to get the second villager? Run, villager. And I think he is going to get away there. And Eerie cleans this up. Greeky losing a few more Sparabara. Just trying to finish that villager off, but I think 8 tents here to save the day. And I'm missing a raid in the base of Greeky. Eerie made his way down with a group of Sparabara. But double TC fire. Helping Greeky defend at home. Was going after archer range. Just a little too late, though. And this little group of Asabara should be enough to push it away. Here's Eerie's Town Center. Being aggressive. Very aggressive. Out here on the right side. Greeky, I think... Oh, did he get... He didn't get vision of the town center, but I feel like, you know, he manually... we saw him turn around that Sparabara. I don't know. He might have just seen the villagers and inferred this was going down here. I'm not sure. And sorry, I'm missing another big engagement down at the base of Greeky. I love that these guys have decided that a gentleman's agreement to not get on water. I love it. I love it. Making this map a little more tolerable for me. Not so triggering for me. Oh, I say that, but here he did put down a dock. I should have known. I should have known. So, second fishing boat coming out. Let's see, villager count 34 to the 41 of Greeky. Yeah, his second TC has been down so much longer. Eerie's just finishing now. That he does have quite the villager advantage for so early in the game. We're only at 8.5 minutes. And again, 36 to the 42. So 6 villagers up by Greeky. But, you know, fishing boats are going to start coming out here. Yeah, third one on the way. Fishing boats are going to start coming out here. And evening that advantage up a little bit. And Greeky, I'm going to go to Greeky's vision. Does Greeky know about this dock? Greeky does not know about the dock. And we'll see if he chooses to put one up. But meanwhile, he does have a nice little group of units making their way up the left side. Eery has just a single bowman, it looks like. 3 bowmen now, sorry. And starting to mix in some Chad spearmen here. 12 spearmen. So beefy. Feel bad for these Asabara. They don't even stand a chance unless Greeky keeps them out of the spear's reach here. Considerably more bowmen here, I guess for the moment. 7 bowmen, but Eery will catch up. And I'm just kidding. Eery already has more. So I'm not sure how much this push is going to be able to do. The only thing Greeky does have these Asabara, which, you know, maybe obviously a lot more mobile than anything Eery has right now. So we'll see if he's able to take advantage of that. They're getting dangerously close to these spearmen. We're trying to pick off some bowmen, but these armies just like running side by side. And here we go. Wow, yeah, those Asabar are going, no, I don't want no part of this. 17 spearmen out for Eery. And yeah, no amount of Asabara. At this point of the game, we're going to overcome that. Still no dock for Greeky. Eery stopping at 3 boats. Not pressing the advantage anymore. Is a little low on wood right now. Probably all that bowman production. 18 bowmen here to the 18 of Greeky. So very similar Pierce DPS volume in these armies. Just kind of mixing it up, their melee choices here. And there is the galley. Oh, not try. I thought. Oh, yeah, never mind. He's Persian now. But there's the galley for Eery. So I'm not sure that Greeky knew about the dock before, but he definitely does now. And Greeky's got to be really careful, especially like look at how grouped up. Obviously, this is way out of range, but look at how grouped up the army is. I mean, because I'm pretty sure like all boats do, or at least like the H2 boats here. Oh, this is a cool play. But they do splash damage, right? So if there's like a clumped up army like that, especially these bowmen, oof, that could be devastating. This is a really cool play. Greeky already, he realizes he's already gathering in range of this boat. Like he could be denied, so he's like proactively getting some towers up. But Eery is going to be able to deny this. Maybe actually this tower just might get up. Watching 2 big moments here. No, the guard tower does get up, and they do great damage to the ship, to all boats. We see that almost go down here. And now putting down his own docks under the cover of this tower, and he's going to be able to do so very safely unless Eery's able to push down, but I don't think he is. Greeky's going to be able to defend this. Now, how is Eery going to respond? Is he going to get down a second dock? Not yet, and I think he does see this. Should maybe try to deny the second dock here instead of going after the full. Yeah, there he goes. Oh, never mind. I thought he was going to try to deny. Meanwhile, Eery's trying to hold Greeky back here. What are the bowman counts for these players? 31 for Greeky, 45 for Eery. He does have Pierce resist on the way as well, and already has that Pierce attack damage. Meanwhile, Greeky has both already. What about our melee units here? Ooh, already full armory for these Asabara as well. And none for Greeky, or none for Eery rather. So Greeky has a great armory advantage right now. And these Asabara are really well positioned over these bowmen here. Still a huge bowman count, 41 to 27. So I think Eery, you know, they're just such a great defensive unit here. I think he is going to be able to hold. Also, I think I miscalled the armor upgrades. That was the Pierce resist for both, right? Yeah, my bad. So Pierce attack, melee armor, and ranged armor for Greeky. Pierce attack and ranged armor for Eery. Yeah, sorry about that. So now, Eery did get a second dock up here. Nice, he's got all the fishing ships repairing, but I I don't think there's any... Oh, here we go. I guess 4 boats to the 3. And one of these is really low health. No fishing boats out for Greeky either for the repairing advantage. So we'll see. Let's see if Eerie's able to snipe this one boat. It's such low health. One of Eerie's boats is pretty low health too. You gotta move it. You gotta move it. Oh, he does get the snipe. And Greeky not being aggressive going after this boat. That was 1 shot left. And just like that, a huge swing. But this is very, very dangerous. Yeah, these bowmen are so exposed. And a group of them does go down. Yeah, you see how fast these, like, really low health, important units like the bowmen could fall to galleys. That's why having this, like, coastal pressure is so important. And we have 2 huge battles going on. Let's see if I can rotate. Here's the advantage of the widescreen here. We can watch both of these battles. Big bowman count for Greeky, 33 to the 22 of Eery. Not a lot of meat in this army for Greeky, though. And he is pushed away just by these couple of extra Sparabara and Asabara. Meanwhile, on the water, more galleys in queue for Greeky, but not for Eery. So another 2 are going to pop out, and that is going to be pretty huge. It's going to be 6 on 3. Still no repairing mechanism other than these 2 villagers for Greeky. And some of these boats are getting, you know, they are getting a little weak. But this is going to take pretty incredible micro from Eery to overcome, you know, double the amount of ships on the water. We'll see. Greeky does have a group of very exposed villagers. 8. Let's get it. Oh, I was about to take a look at the villager count, but here comes a big water moment. Oh, those are ram ships. I didn't notice. Greeky snuck to age 3. I didn't even see it. Eery not even halfway there. And these ram ships just come in by surprise. Oh my gosh. And they do have a huge building multiplier as well. So he's going to be able to clean up these docks immediately. What a sick play by Greeky to sneak those ram ships out. We don't get to see those very often. At least I don't. Nice play. If I'm Eery, I'm like, what? When did you get ram ships? And that, what a huge moment. Just overwhelmingly wins the water here. Yeah, it's going to go after the second dock there. And now, you know, no economic advantage to speak of yet. Not starting fishing boat production. But, you know, huge positioning advantage here. Like, these are just going to get non-stop